So it's a super sunny November 8th, and that's why you can see the shadows on me. October is in the books, and so is my birthday. Now, some of you actually forgot, but I'll forgive you. Let's take a look at what happened in the month of October and get a sense of where we think things are going. So if we look at sales in October, there were 816 units sold. Now, relative to the 946 in September, that's kind of like normal, right? We see kind of declining sales throughout the year. But what's not normal and what's kind of note is 816 represents a 36.5% reduction over the 5-year average in the terms of number of sales. Really interesting, like there's a lot of people on the sidelines, which is odd to me because real estate's on sale right now. And when things are on sale, people should be buying. Nonetheless, 816 sales, a 13% reduction over the previous month. But more importantly, from a 5-year perspective, it's a 36.5% reduction in average sales in a city that's growing by about 1% a year. So that is interesting news indeed. Active listings are on their way up. That's kind of makes a little bit of sense when we see sales are not super strong. So a 2.2% increase in active sales. But what that translates into is basically us being in a balanced market at this point. We've got 3.8 months of standing inventory, up from 3.2 in September, up from 1.4 6 months ago. So we've got essentially moving into a balanced market. We consider a balanced market 4 to 6 months of standing inventory. That's where buyers and sellers have equal power. So there we are. We're just about there. Average sale price, 660, down about 2.5% from a month ago and down from earlier in the year. So we would expect that. Now we're not seeing, prices at all, but things have certainly settled a little bit, which is typical of a balanced market. If we break it down a little bit more into some of the other stats that we like to share with you, we'll look at a year-over-year perspective. So we know that last October was quite weak as well. So we're only down, 3% in sales volume from last October. But again, from a 5-year perspective, it's fairly substantial. Active listings are up from a year ago. So what does that tell you? Well, that's what's informing this increase in months of standing inventory. And again, the insight or the prediction is that as we get into a balanced market, buyers have a little bit more power, prices start to moderate a little bit. So if we break it down into its segments of, single family versus et cetera, we'll get a little bit more detail to share with you. So single family home sales are up single family home prices are up 4.9% to 810 from 771 a year ago. That category's got 4.5 months of standing inventory. So in the city of Ottawa, single family homes are now in a balanced market. Townhomes tell a slightly different story. Prices are down slightly, and months of standing inventory are still in a seller's market territory, obviously increasing towards that balanced market. But that's interesting. It might speak to people's preferences or their budgets right now. A townhome in the city of Ottawa is very much the center of the bell curve in terms of affordability. So I'm not super surprised to see those still doing quite well. And then apartments, a 3.7 months of standing inventory with a slight decrease in price of 1.4%. So not super significant price reductions really year over year. They're, essentially the same, maybe rounding errors. But interesting to see what's happening with, the subsets in terms of months of standing inventory. So what happens next? Well, the snow flies and the market slows down a little bit generally. We'll certainly bring you information as it becomes available, but my sense is, my little crystal ball, which is really just my insight relative to the months of inventory, is that we'll see, an increase again in inventory. We'll have, a reduction in sales volume that's typical, and we're going to basically have a bit of a soft landing. Now, my perspective, and personally, I'm actually exercising this perspective. Real estate is on sale right now, right? You're buying at a lower price with a little bit of pain attached to interest rates, which we all assume will be relatively short term. So I believe this is an amazing market to be purchasing in, and I'm surprised at how many people are kind of, sitting on the sidelines. Why would you not want to buy, at 5 what was 650 or 7 only a year ago? So my strategy personally is, hey, this is a great time to buy. Real estate's on sale. Take a shorter term in mortgage if you're going that direction. and so that you can renegotiate when the Bank of Canada starts to ease some of their interest rate numbers that we've seen in the last little while. So anyways, there it is. We'll be back at the end of November to share what happens, and take good care of yourselves. We're on standby. Reach out if we can be of assistance in any way. It's a pretty fun market for us to try and help you navigate.